And hello, welcome to Solo Playthroughs. We have an episode of Spirit Island with Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares against Level 5 Sweden. And wow, I don't know who saw it, but I posted it on Reddit today as well as Facebook and my Twitter account that it, you know, hold on, gotta all right, fine. Mrs. Playthroughs is letting me hear the beauty of my own voice, I guess. So turn that on mute. Yeah, I had a 37 fear slow power phase with Mr. Bringer in one of my warm up games, and it was pretty intense. Hey, Brian, how are you, man? Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, Gaia Project's been a work in progress for me, so I'm glad to start putting out some quality videos there. But we'll be coming back to that soon. So yeah, Bringer is I think criminally underrated by me. This is probably a pattern, right? Where River I was underrating, and now Bringer is underrated for me. I think I struggled with him for so long that I'm not used to how strong he can be, and that's as someone who, again, this is the only spirit I beat level 6 Russia with so far. I haven't tried it a ton with other spirits, but I was able to pull it off with Bringer at this point. So as far as level 5 Sweden, I mean, a couple weeks ago I was like, man, this might be more than I can do, but I'm going to try it anyway. And now I will be really disappointed if I don't win. So now I have expectations. So that kind of changes things. As it is, level 5 and level 6 Sweden don't really add all that much difficulty when you're approaching the game in the way that you have to when you're Bringer. And that's kind of important to remember. Note that you're approaching the game very different with Bringer than you would with the other spirits. You are trying to get a fear victory. Now, I did pull off a Terror level 3 victory in one of my warm-up games, but most of the times when you're winning with Bringer against any adversary, you're going for a Terror level victory. Hey, thank you for the super chat. I think is what it's called. It's been a little bit. Thanks so much. And Azor, good to see you. You have been keeping my comments busy, and I really appreciate that. Some really good conversations in the comments on all my videos. And what's up, Otis? How are you doing, man? Good to see you here as well. Cool. Glad this is a well wanted video from what it seems. We usually get it going, but this is a nice turnout early. Mrs. Playthroughs will be monitoring the chat as always because she's the best. So be very nice to her because I love that she will do this with me. We are on a 25-second delay, so anything that you're seeing happened about 25 seconds earlier. I do that because it really helps minimize the chance of any lag. Additionally, I have noticed in my recent live playthroughs that there was a little bit of the video and the audio were a little bit off. So I have done. I'm going to tinker with that going forward to try to make sure that we get this. As perfect as we can, going forward. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. And cool. Another Daniel. How are you, man? Cool. You have no idea about Spirit Island. All right. Don't believe that guy. All right, so here's the deal. I'm not going to go through story time with Greg. We've already read this text. It's cool. Bringer's awesome. He basically is just getting into the minds of both the Dahan and bringing them dreams, and getting into the minds of the invaders and bringing them nightmares. And he's trying to terrorize the invaders so they get the heck off the island. All right, let's figure out what board we're going to be on. I have A through F there. I rolled a 5, so we are going to be on board E. Cool. Bringer is going to have a sacred site in the highest numbered sands. And we'll go ahead with the rest of this setup. So we're going to have our jungle Dahan in land 3, our wetlands Dahan in land 8, Mountain Dahan in land 5, and Sands Dahan in land 1. Additionally, we're playing as Sweden, right? So there's going to be a city in land 1, a city in land 4. The blight that would have been in land 4 moves to land 5. Now, those are the various stages of the escalation. I've already played against level 4 Sweden a couple of times. What does level 5 Sweden do? Well, level 5 Sweden, whenever you add a blight, you add a town in an adjacent land. Now, that doesn't count for a second blight, because remember, if you do 6 or more damage to the land, you add a second blight for level 1, and it doesn't count for cascading blight. So it's just something to be aware of. Now with Bringer, a lot of times, because Bringer's not destroying anything, a lot of times, even if blight's added, there might not be a place to add that extra town, right? So it's not that bad of an escalation. I really did think about bumping this to level 6, but I was like, you know what, let me stay with level 5. and we'll get to level 6 eventually for sure on the channel. Additionally, there is going to be a town in level 7. We will add one more town before setup is over. I will get to that. We're going to have our disease in land 2, and we're going to have our beast in the lowest number land without any pre-printed setup icon, and that is land number 6. I'm going to shuffle out the power deck. Major powers are super important with Bringer. You do not get 37 fear in a slow power phase if you do not have major powers. Yeah, 37 was pretty nuts. I don't think we'll be getting 37 on this playthrough, but hey, you never know. A beard. Mrs. Playthroughs, I don't know if you heard that, but she's in pretty firm disagreement about that, Brian, but I appreciate it. She's respectfully. She didn't say. You should have heard what she had said off camera. She's respectful in the writing, but that's fine. But cool. Yeah, I do. I've said this before. I marvel at her self-control and not taking a scissor to my beard while I'm sleeping. So hopefully that little track record of hers continues, and we'll go from there. Level 7 Omega Protocol. Sure. Yes. Now, Dan, Sweden. I'll tell you what, Sweden, I think they're criminally when you have the difficulty levels that were added by, I'm assuming, by Eric Royce himself, I feel like Sweden is criminally undervalued in their difficulty level. I find them a lot harder than even England and France with a lot of the spirits, just because of that extra blight, and the defend math gets all wacky. Cities doing 5 damage by themselves is nuts. It's there's a lot going on with Sweden that is a very unique challenge, which I thought would be kind of the the nail in the coffin for Bringer. But I'll tell you what, he's just got a way. He's got a way about him that he finds ways to defend. He finds ways to move things out of the way and just do some really cool things to pull off a victory here. So I'm going to shuffle the fear deck. One of the nice things about Sweden for Bringer is that Sweden has one of the thinnest fear decks as compared to the other adversaries. So he's only going to be going. He only has 12 cards in his fear deck. 4 before terror level 2, 4 between terror level 2 and terror level 3, and 4 after terror level 3 before the victory condition. A fear victory, I should say. So, 12 cards, 48 fear for Bringer. It's not that much. You can kind of run through that pretty quick, assuming you get even moderately lucky with your major power draws. We do have to get the Blighted Island card set up. I'm going to roll my D20. Where is it? It is here. There are 16 Blighted Island cards, including the 2 still healthy island cards that are in here. We got number 11, so 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Can you count backwards from 16 by 1? If you can be on solo playthroughs. All right, we have 2 Blight on the Healthy Island card, and then because Eric Royce loves us all so much, we get another Blight. And someone said this, and I forget where I picked it up, but it was like, I cannot unsee it. When you read his explanation about the extra blight and the idea of usable blight and how it wasn't proportional before, like, I guess like part of me is like, man, solo games are harder, but when you really break it down, it's like, oh yeah, like, of course there should be an extra blight. That's fine. Great, thank you, Thomas. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, if you told me that last week, I'd have been, you're crazy, Dan. But yeah, I pulled off a couple of victories at level 5 where I didn't take a single blight off the card, and I was like, what just happened? All right, rolled that. I rolled a 6, so that card's out. We'll put the stage 3 cards there. We need the stage 2 cards. I rolled a 5, that card's out, and then we need the stage 1 cards, and I'm gonna roll twice. So there are 4 stage 1 cards. I rolled a 4, that one's out, and then I'm going to roll again. 6, so 5, 6 will be the last card. Those go over here. Why did I do that? Well, we're going to do, this is stage 4. All of the invaders are put on the board. Stage 4, jungle. We're going to put a town in the land, the jungle, the land of that type that has the fewest number of invaders, which obviously is land 3. And now we have a town there. which is fine. Now the good news is we know that jungle is not coming up until at least 3 cards from now, including the card that we pull for initial setup, right? So what is this? We go to mountains for the initial explore. Not bad. Not bad at all. Man. So boardy's a little weird. I don't love this. I don't love the fact that we're kind of... what I normally like to do is gain a power card with my first turn, and then I can place a presence in one away. But I don't like that that's going to be a little slower crawl to the middle of the board than normal, and you have our sacred site all the way over in this corner. But I think we'll be able to make it work. All right. I think that's it. Did the initial explore, added the town, went through the levels. Decks are all shuffled. Cool. Let's make it happen. All right. I am... A couple of things that I try to do with Sweden. Number one is, again, their level 2 escalator, their stage 2 escalation is when they successfully explore, if after the explore there are as many or more invaders as there are Dahan, one of the Dahan in that land gets turned into a town. I try to avoid that at all costs. It is so annoying, and just especially when they're doing 3 damage per town, it just changes the math and changes the game in some serious ways. Isn't that the official? Yes. Yes, cool. You guys talk about the official play. Good to see. All right, I am going to... So one of the things I like to do is I play Dreams of the Dahan solely to gather Dahan early and really try to prevent any funny business with all of that going on, right? The other thing I want to do is I want to destroy this town normally. Because again, I want to destroy a town in the initial build, but now the problem is with my sacred site over here. Yes, I think that was the first thing I did. Yeah, pretty sure. Oh, yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, if you're playing with Fractured Days, yeah, that's right. Um, Fractured Days especially, or I guess there might be an event or two that edit. That's a good call, Isaac. All right. So what normally I would do with my first turn is that I would play... No, where's the card? I would play Predatory Nightmares, and I would destroy a town. But again, the town has to be destroyed 1 away from a sacred site, and I can't get a sacred site adjacent to land 5. So that's super annoying. So now I actually have to think. Thinking is so lame. All right. Well, gather 2 there. And that's a Blight Cascade if I don't block it. And then if I'm Manic Blight, we're adding town. I can get 1 in there. I mean, I'm not worried about defending it. But I would only like to defend 1 if I can help it. All right, let's gather some Dahan anyway. Oh wait, I should do my growth option first before I get into picking my card plays, right? Let's keep this orderly. I will stay with what I normally do, because I can always do growth option 3 next and get a whatchamacallit? I can get a presence anywhere I want pretty much on the board, because I have invaders and or Dahan in every place on the board except where I already have a sacred site. So let me get a minor power. Minor power options are Renewing Boon, Shadows of the Burning Forest. Ooh, that could be... Oh, I still can't get a presence. Well, target spirit gets +2 with all their powers. That might not be terrible. It doesn't have the elements I want, though, and I really do want to get a second moon here. Yikes. Alright, I'll go with Shadows of the Burning Forest, particularly because it has moon. The defend 4 could be nice, though. But then I'm just kind of punting on Night Terrors next turn. Oh, I need to... Right. I need to have a presence in a land where there's invaders. I'm probably not going to go from the bottom track at all in a solo game. So I'll put a presence in land 4. Actually, let me do this. I'll go a presence in land 7. That gets me up into the coast. 4 does 2, but I have the Dahan down there, so I'm less worried about that. And I will take Shadows of the Burning Forest. That defend could be nice. But no, I'm going to defend another way. I'm not defending both of those lands next turn. It's just not happening. All right, Shadows of the Burning Forest in. Great. So what 2 powers do I want? I want to play Dreams of the Dahan because I'm still going to want to gather a bunch of Dahan. And I'm going to play, probably let that double blight next turn, which is fine. Oh, it's so awkward. This board is not making me happy. It could destroy a town this way and just do that anyway. Jungles aren't coming up though, so what the heck is the point of that? Event. Cool. Cool. You know what? Oh, it's so weird. This allows me to push the Han. Yeah, I'm going to get extra range on my powers instead of taking Shadows of the Burning Forest. I'm pretty much not doing that anyway. Yeah, I'm going to take Reaching Grasp, and I'll worry about gathering next turn, right? So I get 2 card plays, 2 presents. I'm going to pay for Predatory Nightmares, and I'm going to have Reaching Grasp. Target Spirit would be me. I get +2 range with all of my powers, which I want. Now, what elements do I have? I do not have Spirits May Yet Dream. Reaching Grasp I will probably drop when I get my first major power, so that's totally fine. But I have 1 moon, and I have 1 air element, so that's going to generate 1 fear from night terrors. I can target a land that has an invader, so not the greatest start in the history of this game, but that's fine. Event card does not get carried out. It is War Touches the Island Shores. We're good there. And now we do the Invader Steps. We're going to take the disease off of land 2, so there's no build there, and we get the town in land 5. All right, so what am I doing now? I am going to do 2 damage in a land, 1 away from every sacred site that has invaders. Oh, my range gets +1. Now I still need to target a land with invaders, but I can ignore the 1 and I can make that up to a 3. So range 3 from where I have a sacred site. I'm going to target land 5. I'm going to do 2 damage. All right. Do I destroy it? No, I just scare it because I'm Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares, and I could push this to an adjacent spot. Great, I'll push it into land. Oh wait, I never did the explore step. I did the 1 fear for night terrors. I did. So we have an explore step. Explore step is Sands. Sorry for skipping that. Invader cards advance. Now I do my slow actions, which is Predatory Nightmares. I already generated the 2 fear for destroying this. I'm going to push this into land 7 to join that other town. Great. Time's going to pass. Oh, and then I push a Dahan. I'm going to push a Dahan into land. That's fine. I'm going to push a Dahan into land 2. All right. Done. Now, what am I concerned about? If I explore, depending on what that stage 2 card is, if it's not the Coastal Lands card, I have to worry about this escalator costing me Dahan and making them turn into towns, right? So this is kind of a really awkward beginning to this. But this is ravaging 6 in land 2. I don't have to learn about land 5. Land 5 is really worrying me with that blight, cascade, and all that stuff. So now the question is, what do I do about land 2? I can defend 5 pretty easily, but then again, I'm still really vulnerable with the Dahan situation, but I think I just have to go with it. So I'm going to put a presence where I can add a presence to a land with Dahan or invaders, and I'm going to put that presence in land 3, and this let me get access to everything going on down here, right? So now I get 2 energy from that growth option. I get 3 energy from the presence track. I get 2 card plays still. I'm going to play Dread Apparitions, and I'm going to play Call on Midnight's Dream. Oh wait, shoot. I have to put this in here. Sorry, I put that on land 2 instead. Same thing. All right, so I pay 2. When powers generate fear in target land, defend 1 per fear. And it generates a fear off the top. So that's 1 fear, I get a fear card, right? I've used this, so now I have 1 fear and counting in this land. Where's the rest of my fear going to come? Because it's already ravaging 6. Well, I have 2 moons and 2 skies, so I have access to spirits may yet dream. And I also have 2 moons, 2 sky, and an animal, so I actually get the second level of night terrors. I'm going to target this land with night terrors. I'm going to get 2 fear for that, which makes my defend up to a 3. And then I'm going to use Call 'em Midnight Streams. I'm going to do the second option. Invaders are present. I get 2 fear, so now I'm defending 5. Great. I also have turn any one face down fear card. Oh, 2 fear, so I have to actually get the fear. It gives me my second fear card, and that where 2 fear cards should really help. Hopefully I can remove an explorer, remove a town, do something. We'll see how that goes off. And then turn any face down fear card face up. I'm going to turn the one on top of the deck just to see what's going on there. In Terror level 1, I get to add a strife in a land with a presence. That could also be very nice. All right, cool. Claim 1. Probably reclaim Call 'em Midnight Stream next turn and get a major power. I think that'll make some sense. And because the strife will help me with defend and the whole 9 yards. Great. So, event card. What is our first event? Life's balance tilts. The energies of life shift towards destruction, bringing wasting and disease to the animals of the island. Death is a part of life, but does this go too far? You may let the destruction have its way or fortify the resilience of life. Yikes. All right, if I let the destruction have its way, I need to remove a beast and add a disease. Discard a type minor power. If it is fast, I add a blight. Invaders and Dahan have -1 health this turn. Okay. That's bad here. It's really bad there because that would kill the Dahan. But if the Dahan somehow survives, and when it retaliates, I'd be able to knock out the city. The other option is I spend 4 energy per player aided by animal. I get to add a beast and remove a disease. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, that makes... Yeah. Well, the problem is I wasn't going to have enough to defend, because remember, they're attacking 6 here. So any Dahan I moved in there would have I mean, even if I was defending 3, it's I hear what you're saying. I like generating the fear, getting 2 fear cards and starting on that. I just yeah, I just like some of the options that this gives me instead, to be honest. All right, so, but yeah, it would do a blight. I'd have to add a town on the adjacent land. I mean, there's just a bunch of things that if I can avoid the blight, and then also I'm trying to avoid the presence loss too here. So there's a bunch of things that were kind of at play that I thought this was overall the better move. But yeah, I'm going to let destruction have its way. I'm going to remove. Oh man, I hate doing that. It's fine. I'm going to remove the disease, not the disease, the beast. I'm going to add a disease. I can add the disease anywhere I want. I will add the disease here. So it won't build in land 6, which makes me pretty happy. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work well. I'm going to hope that with Fear card gives me defend 1 for a Dahan, or even if I knock this Explorer off, that defend 5 will be plenty. I have to discard the top minor power. Bam, it is fast. I add a blight. Now, notice level 5 Sweden, that escalator only matters if it's during a ravage, so blight that's added from an event card doesn't. Dreams of yeah, Zora, we can talk about this in the chat later, man. I don't want to hold it up because something's getting messed up with the math. Either I'm not understanding something or you're not understanding something, but either way, we can talk about it later if you don't mind. So cool. So that's a blight there, and if someone else wants to engage in that in the chat, that'd be awesome. No, it wouldn't be, because again, I can't. Dreams of the Dahan, it's an or, so I can't gather the Dahan and get the fear. So it doesn't work that way. So if I gather the Dahan, then I don't get the fear. So if I got the fear, I can only get 1 fear because there's only the 1 Dahan there. All right. So I added the blight. Oh, I added the blight from the box accidentally. Sorry about that. So there's only 2 blight left on the Healthy Island card, and everything has 1 less health. So again, if I can manage this to survive, this guy having 2 health would be really strong. Cool. All right. On each 1,000 small struggles on each board with 4 or more cities and towns, or 4 or less Dahan. Well, I have 6 Dahan, so that doesn't apply. We can move on with our life. Fear card. Let me move that explorer. Oh, buddy. Defend 3 in all coastal lands. So we have a defend of 6. It's actually a defend of 8, but I'm fine with that. Overseas trade seems safer. Next fear card. Each player moves 1 explorer or town from a land where it is the only invader. Well. Okay. I want to remove. I'm going to remove it from 3. And the reason why I'm moving it from 3 and not from 1, I know they're building in 1. But if jungles comes up, I don't want an explorer to come in and then a town to go away and another town to be added. I understand that I might get an explorer and a town anyway, but I'd rather make 2 explorers and a town in 1 than 2 towns and an explorer in 3 with 1 Dahan. Doesn't do much for me. All right, so I'm gonna take away the Dahan, or the town and land number 3, and that is isolation. All right, we are now ravaging 1 in land 5, and that's fine. The Dahan would have their health weakened down to 1, but the land you still need 2 to blight, so we're fine there. Ravaging 6 in land 2, I'm defended 8. The Dahan are going to fight back. When the Dahan fight back, the city only has 2 health, so this fight back attack of 2 now destroys that city, and I get 2 fear there. So that was a really nice sequence. We're building in sands. This D comes off land 6. We put a town in land 1, and we're exploring jungles. Man, I look like a genius. All right, so we're exploring into 7. We're exploring into 3. And the escalation does not trigger because, again, I removed that town from land 3. Every once in a while, I look like I know what I'm talking about. We're going to advance. We're going to advance the invader cards, and now we are going to clean up our play area. And time passes. Nothing has to heal. All right. So, worst case scenario, I take a blight in land 1. I'm not that worried about that. I'm also the stage 2. Building a city in land 7 is not great. The stage 2 escalation isn't a huge concern because the only land that I'm vulnerable in, I'm obviously not exploring into jungles anymore. Still just vulnerable in land 1, but they're about to ravage. So either that the Han's going to die or I'm going to be able to knock off some of those guys anyway. The question is how I want to proceed with this. If I gather 2, yo. Otis. That's such a good question. I thought about it. It's so risky. I'm close. I'm close. The problem is my guy videos. I don't want them to be too long, and I do edit out a lot of time out. So, but I'm getting there. It would have to be the right faction, though. That let's make no mistake about that. Because sometimes I think a lot. The magic of camera makes me look like I'm so fast. All right, what am I doing? I don't know. I'm definitely reclaiming Call of Midnight's Dream, which is that means I can only get the 1 energy. Maybe I don't reclaim Call of Midnight's Dream. Maybe I don't. If I gather this, if I just get a major power, I could add this. That's not crazy. Yeah, I can do Call of Midnight's Dream because I love getting that major power with Call of Midnight's Dream, but I just don't have a place where I can get a bunch of energy for doing that, and I think I would be underutilizing that as a result. So, all right, let me add a presence. Well, let me gain. I'm caught between these. Oh, I need to gain a power. So yeah, I'm not caught anymore. So I'm gonna add a presence. I'm gonna do growth option 3, and I'm going to gain a power card. I really like that reclaim 1, which is often how I get the Call of Midnight's Dream, but that's just not working out right now. I'm gonna get 3 energy from the presence track. So I'm putting that here just so I can kind of see what I'm working with. That costs 0. Great, major power it is, and I will forget reaching grasp, but it did its job. Yep. Got it. All right, so twisting. Ooh. This is really. Oh, I need two fear too because I gotta get the. I want to add a strife and I'll have a presence. Alright. All right, we'll see how this goes. So, whoa, all these are bananas. So, walls of rock and thorn, 2 damage, defend 8, 2 away from your sacred site. You have to target a mountain and a jungle. You're defending 8, as I said. You add a wilds, isolate target land, 2 damage plus 2 defend if you have 2 earth and 2 plant. This card for Vital Strength of the Earth is like, it's so good. Anyway, Winds of Rust and Atrophy, 3 away from your sacred place. I love that range. Replace a city with a town or a town with an explorer. The only downside is it doesn't have a moon. It does have, well, I get the moon from the track now, so maybe that's less of a concern. And it does have the animal, and that generates a nice amount of fear. So don't hate that. If you get 3 air, 3 water, and 2 animals, you get to repeat it. Not going to happen. Twisted Flowers Murmur ultimatums. 1 away from your sacred site. You have to target a land with invaders. You add a strife. If terror level is terror level 2 or higher, so we're 6 fear away from terror level 2. Oh, I'm gonna get that fear too from night terrors. That's right. We get to remove 2 invaders, and they can be any invaders. They can be cities. They can be towns. They can be explorers. We're good. If I have 3 earth, 3 sky, 2 air, and 3 plant, then I can do 2 damage before the terror level check, and then the land thrashes in furious pain, 2 damage per strife in target or blight in target land, plus 1 damage per blight in adjacent lands. I need Twisted Flowers Murmur ultimatums is awesome, but in all honesty, I need to get that 2 fear. And I'd have to probably not get that. I get 1 fear. I get the 2 fear that way. Ugh. Then I'm leaving myself really vulnerable. I think Twisted Flowers is too good, though. It's just too good. Winds of Rust and Atrophy is nice because it actually opens a door for like a terror level 3 victory. But that 4 fear from Twisted Flowers is so good. Alright, let's do it this way. Be fun. Cool. I'm gonna break the 3 that I got from the presence track. I'm gonna get 3 once. We're going to pay for Twisted Flowers Murmur ultimatums, slow power, and we have Dreams of the Dahan. Now I'm going to put this presence where I can put this presence 1 away from where I have presence. I will put it. What's building? That's building a city. Probably what I want to take out. Yeah, and if I get that, oh no, I have to put it here because that's why I have to. This is where understanding what's coming up. Spirit Chip may yet dream. I know I can add a strife now in that town, which prevents a blight in land 1. Awesome. So how am I going to get to that terror level, that fear card though? So right now I have no animals, unfortunately. So I only get 1 fear from night terrors. I'm going to target a land with invaders where I have presence. Not a problem. I do get to peek at the next card off the deck, but I'm going to use Dreams of the Dahan, so I'm not gathering. I'm definitely risking losing a Dahan to a town here, but I'm just going to get 1 fear for a land where there are invaders with cities and towns. So I'm going to target land 1. There's 1 Dahan there, and there's a town there, so I can get 1 fear. If there were 3 Dahan there, I can get 3 fear, but I just get the 1. And that's fine, which at least gives me this. And now I'll do Spirits May Yet Dream, which allows me to open this up. And that gives me Seek Safety. It allows me to push Explorer or gather a town, so I can do some stuff there. All right, now notice I did have 3 Moon, so I could get another, ooh, this is nice. I have 1, 2, 3 Moon. I can gain an element I have at least 1 of. Oh, never mind. I'm still short. So if I had 3 air, 3 moon, 2 air, and 3 plant, I get the bonus. If you have, I get to do +3 fear before the terror level check. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. I don't think I'm getting through 4 more fear, but at least I'll be able to remove some invaders. And then we know Twisted Flowers is a super strong card that I'll have at my disposal going forward. All right, we're going to do what? Oh, I will be at the terror level check. Yeah, awesome. Rock on. All right, we're doing Healthy Island. Population rises. Add a town to a land with explorers and towns. Um, but you get night terrors. You need to use yes, because night terrors only give me one fear, and I needed that strife from theological strife. So yes, short answer is yes. I had to add a town, which doesn't make me super happy because I'm adding I want to strife that town. And I only had the one fear. So yeah, I know it's a little risky and not ideal. But where the heck am I adding this town? I don't want to add it in. I can't add it in 6. Can't add it in 1. That would cause some problems for me. What's the rest of this? On each board, add a disease to a sands or mountains with the most cities and towns. That's interesting. Fine. I'll add it to 2. I'm adding a disease there anyway. Maybe I'll add it to 5 because again coastal lands card is more likely to come up. This mount is more likely to come up in the coastal lands card. I am worried about that blight. I'm worried about that blight. I'm worried about that blight. Now I'm gonna put it in 1. I'll put it in 2. I think that's just a better call overall. All right. So population rises is done. We now go to the token event, sand fever outbreak, add a disease to the sands or mountain with the most cities or towns, and that's going to now be in 2. And then offerings of patterns and dance. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahang among its lands gains an energy, and that will be useful. Cool. Theological Strife is the fear card. Each player adds a strife to a land with a presence. I'm adding that strife to land 1. That's done. We're now ravaging 3 in land 1, reduced from the town because actually it's ravaging 4 in land 1, reduced because the town has strife on it, down to 1. That injures the Dahan. The Dahan fight back, kills that town, generates a fear. All right, we're doing 1 damage in land 6. We're fine there. We're now building. We're building a city in land 7. We're building a town in land 3. Explorer card is mountains. All right, so we do get an explorer in land 5. We get an explorer in land 2. We're going to do the stage 2 escalation. This town goes bye-bye, and now this Dahan goes bye-bye and now becomes a town. Explorer cards advance, and now we can do the rest of our turn. I'm going to target a land with invaders, 1 away from I have a sacred site. I'm going to target land 7. I'm going to generate 4 fear. So I don't have to move any of the fear. I just know it's a fear card. That does get me to terror level 2. I also get to add a strife. I'm going to add a strife to this town here. If terror level is terror 2 or higher, it is terror level 2. We just got there. I get to remove 2 invaders. I'm removing this city and this town. It's just a bananas card. It's like, I need to take you. Cool. Time passes. This Dahan heals. I'm going to now reclaim my cards because I have none, and I gain a power card. I'm only getting 3 energy from the presence track, but I still think, oh man, I think the right move is, well, if I gain a minor, and then I can potentially do something with Call on Midnight's Dream and this get a major. That's probably right. Twist of Memories is so strong. I'm going to want to make sure I have the money for that available pretty much every time I can play it. So I'm going to get a minor power as part of growth option A. Ooh, that's nice. Dark Entangled Woods. Oh, that's like the dream card. Birch Card Warning is also good. Swarming Wasp is good. Veil the Nice Hunt is good. But Dark Entangled Woods. Yes! Alright. So, what am I doing? I'm playing that card. And I'm playing Call on Midnight's Dream. Yeah. Then we get a major and play it this turn. And I think that will work. So, this cost 1. I have, well, how do I want to work this? I have 2. Yeah, let me generate all this stuff already, and then we'll go from there. So I don't have Spirits May Yet Dream, but I do have everything. Oh, actually, This is even better. I have 3 moons, so I do have Spirits May Yet Dream. I am going to, so, well, kind of put this out here if people see what's going on. So I have 3 moons, I have 1 earth, and I have 1 animal. I'm doing this, carrying this power out, so I don't have the first level of turn any face down fear card face up, but I do have the 3 moons, so I can get an element of something I already have 1 of. I have 1 air. I'm giving myself a 2nd air. Why did I do that? Well, now I have the bottom level of night terrors, so I'm going to carry that out in land 2 because there's invaders there. I get 3 fear. It gives me a fear card. Done. Now I'm going to generate 2 fear because of dark and tangled woods. I'm going to target land 3. And since it is a jungle, I'm going to defend 3. That is in place for the rest of the turn, no matter what happens with this card, right? I'm probably forgetting Call of Midnight's Dream, but that's fine. I was probably misspeaking a little bit a second ago. All right, so we're going to get a defend 3 in land number 3. And that's fine. That means that has a strife. That's not going to blight. This has, this one's protected as well. And we'll see how the next turn goes and if I have to worry about these mountains. Or how much I have to worry about these mountains, right? Because yes, I do need to worry about these mountains. Great. I'm going to target a land that has target land any, and it has to have the Han if I want to do what I want to do here, right? So I'm going to target land 1 because it's the only land that has my presence and a Dahan. So I'm going to gain a major power because I can do that because there's our Dahan there. And what do we have? Mist of Oblivion. Oh man, this is nuts. Mist of Oblivion, Paralyzing Fright. I mean, this is just Ringer's just like a cheat code, man. This is so nuts. Mist of Oblivion, Paralyzing Fright, Cleansing Floods, and unlock the gates of deepest power. We're taking Paralyzing Fright. It is not much. Mist of Oblivion is also fairly cool, but all right, whatever. And I'm forgetting Call of Midnight's Dream. Since I'm forgetting this, I get to get energy equal to the amount of Dahan there, which is 1. And now I can play Paralyzing Fright. I have to pay the cost, which is 4. So, fast power. Invaders skip all actions to target land this turn. 1 away from I have a sacred site. It really doesn't matter. I am going to make the invader skip all actions in. I can target land anyway. It doesn't matter. I want to prevent. This one I'm just preventing exploring. I don't really care about that ravage. Oh, I can actually keep that strife there. That's not a bad idea. Keep that strife there. Cool. They're going to skip all actions in land number 7. Great. I'm going to put a reminder token there, That gives me 4 fear, which is another fear card. All right. And again, all the fear cards are going to come in at Terra level 2. So, event card. All my actions are done. Bam. Missionaries arrive. Why, missionaries? Why? Oh, that's not great. All right. Yeah, I can't. There's no way I'm going to be able to afford this. I am not forgetting Twisted Flowers Murmuring Ultimatums. But for those who don't know, missionaries are teaching and spreading lessons of a foreign god. I can ignore their content with a Dahan, but if I do that, I need to discard the Time Miner power. If it has a sun, I get to push an explorer from a land with Dahan. But if it doesn't, I need to replace 1 Dahan with a town somewhere. Honestly, I would just do that in land 1. Because if they explore into land 1, it's becoming a town anyway, right? So that's one option. The other option is I can curse the tongues of the invaders. I can spend 4 energy per player, aided by sun. But again, I'd have to spend the energy. The only way I'm getting that much energy is by forgetting Twisting Flowers, which I am obviously not doing. So we're doing option 1. I have to discard the top minor power. It has a sun. Awesome. So I get to push an explorer from a land. I have to. So basically the Dahan are like shunning the invaders and their religion, right? So I have to push. I'm going to push it into land 2, which is going to become a problem area anyway. So that's fine. And then I'm going to, when I'm done resolving this, it goes back in the invader deck, the event deck, and then Prey on the Unwary. Each beast destroys an explorer. I don't have any more beasts, so this beast I can add a beast to a board without 1. I'm going to add this beast in land number 5. Why not? So this gets replaced, and under the the top 2 cards of the event deck, and now will be 3 turns from now, will come up. Now, if I'm still playing this in 3 turns, we got a problem because I have Ringer. All right. Oh yeah, great draw. I know they're annoying. What's up, Jing Swan? Thanks for stopping in, man. All right, so seek safety. Each player may gather one explorer into a land with cities or towns, or gather one town into a land with cities. Uh, I'm gonna gather. Do you want to try to make land 5 a little bit less awful? There's no point in gathering things anywhere else. They're not doing anything in land. You know what? I'm gonna gather this town into land 4. And a couple things. Well, it's not ravaging anyway. It's skipping all actions because of paralyzing fright. But what it does do is it prevents. There's no source of explorers into land 8. Remember, land 8 already has a blight because something maybe had a blight there earlier. I think it was an event card. So that is fine. Nothing else really makes sense to do here. I'm not preventing the build in 5. It just is what it is. All right. Unrest. Each player adds a strife to a town. For the rest of this turn, invaders have -1 health per strife. Minimum 1. So that already applies. That applies to all strife that's on the board too. So this town now only has 1 health if I was able to do anything to it. But I will add this strife to land number 2. It is done, and then trade suffers. Each player may replace a town with an explorer in a coastal land. So that's fine. I'll replace this town with an explorer in land number 2. So now all of a sudden land 2 doesn't look like it's going to be that scary next turn, which is cool. So some nice little fear effects. Definitely could have been better, but I will take what we got. Not going to be greedy here. Let's go to the invader steps. A ravage step. Invaders are skipping all actions in land 7. They're ravaging in land 3. I'm defended 3. They're ravaging 4. Remember, the towns are doing 3 damage. So it injures the Dahan. The Dahan fight back 4, which is enough to kill everything. Now notice I am destroying stuff with the Dahan because the Dahan are not your powers. It's only your powers that do not destroy things. It just pushes them. Also note though, if you have a power that says the Dahan do the damage, it still counts as your power, so you still have to push. And I'm sure most people watching this know that, just kind of making sure I'm covering my bases here. All right, so the ravage step is done. We're doing the build step. This disease comes off land 2, and we're building a town in land 5. Explore step, we're exploring into wetlands. There is no source in land 8 now because we moved that town, and we get an explorer into land 4. We don't trigger the escalation, and we have one more stage 2 card to worry about that, because obviously that would still be a mess in land 1. All right, time passes. I'm going to put everything away. This Dahan heals because years pass and he was able to heal from his wounds, and this will go here. This can come off, and now we have to decide what else is happening. Man, I'm tempted to get paralyzing fright back. Like, I don't think I can get enough money. Nah, I can't. At some point I'm gonna do that reclaim. I mean, worst case scenario is they're ravaging 4 in land 2, so that would be 1 blight. They're ravaging 5 in land 5, so that'd be blight cascade. Obviously that blighted island card could always make life miserable, but it might be a risk worth taking. Probably defend. I gotta play Twisted Flowers. Have to play Twisted Flowers. Oh, that's so interesting. Cool. No, that's really, really cool. Really, really cool. All right. What is happening? I'm doing this. I need energy. I'm just chasing energy a little bit here. So I'm going to add a presence to a land with Dahan or towns. And I'm going to get 4 presence from 4 energy from the presence phase because I'm putting this on the board. Yes. I'm going to put this. I do need a sacred site. What's building? I already have a sacred site adjacent to 4, which is obviously what I'm going to use Twisted Murmurs on. So that's fine. What's the next thing I'm doing though? Beast. I might be able to defend enough in land 5. I think that's worth going for. Probably losing this presence in land 2, but I'm not that upset about it. Now remember, the level 5 if I add a blight and land 2 from a ravage. I do have to add an adjacent town, but right now we're, I mean, somebody made a comment on one of my things where it's like with Bringer, it might have been John from Kindred Spirit podcast, where it was like Bringer's like, with most guys you're like, oh, there's 6 fear cards, I'll win in 3 turns. With Bringer it's like, there's 6 fear cards, I can probably do that next turn. Like, it's just a totally different game. It is so nuts. Ooh, oh, if I had another card with a plant tag, I would 100% play that just to get that bonus level, but that's fine. All right, I'm gonna put this here, and we're gonna try to prevent some blight cascade action in land 5, and I can stay healthy island. So let me do this dread apparitions. That's gonna cost me 7. I have 7. Paralyzing frights. Yeah, if next turn I could play Dreams of the Dahan and Paralyzing Fright, and I'd have enough energy for that, and I will have this will be opened up too, so I can make that a animal. All right, so all my energy out the window. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to do Dread Apparitions in land number 5. Right now I'm defending 1, and then again we'll see what happens with fear cards and whatnot, if that will be remotely effective. It's only attacking 5. I'm also going to get, I have this, I can gain another element, but it's not gonna matter. Maybe that's dumb. I'm only attacking 2 there. I'm only defending 2. I don't think it's even worth, I don't even think it's worth the effort. Don't think it's worth the effort. Scare off a town with that, and that gives me more fear there. I like that more. So I'm not doing that. I think I pushed a fear up. Yeah. Somebody tell me if I didn't do a fear for Dread Apparitions. I think I pushed that down. I'm going to play Predatory Nightmares. It's the better card, and that actually gets me all the way down to that, because I have 3 moons, 2 air, and I have the 1 animal. Yeah, that's a much better call. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, right. So remember, you're only getting an element when you have an element that you have at least 1 of. So I wouldn't have had any beast, which is why that was a problem. All right, so I'm generating 3 fear from Night Terrors, and that's going to give me a fear card, right? And I could target any land where I have presence where there are invaders, which is fine. Everything else I have is slow. I'm going to reveal this just to see what it is. Quarantine. Explore does not affect coastal lands. Well, maybe I get 3 more asks. That'd be nice next turn. Is not happening this turn. Yeah, this is strong. Building a town. And since I'm not defending this, I'm just going to let it blight cascade. Putting that presence down, I would put it somewhere else. Let me put a sacred site. Has to be where Dahan are. I'll put it in 1, because that will give me basically 1 away. I'll have a sacred site 1 away from every land on the board except for land 3. All right, so I just revisited my growth option real quick. There. Event card. Yo. Oh, cool. Thanks. So I didn't take the 1 fear because of Dread Apparitions. Cool. I will believe you. All right. Years of Little Rain. Ugh. I cannot do this. For each terrible drought parches the land, I can let the plants wither and die. I'm going to have to, because I do not have the 4 energy, because I keep paying for Twisted Flowers. So I'm going to discard the top minor power. It does lack a water, so what happens? I have to add a blight to a sands. I'm going to add it to land number... Oh, I just put something there. That's fine. I'm going to add it to land number 1, which does destroy my presence there. All right. Town, cities, and Dahan have -1 health, minimum 1 until the end of the turn. All right. Well, that's interesting. Each beast deals 2 damage. That's bananas. So this town only has 1 health now. So this beast is doing 2 damage. That's enough to destroy the town, which generates a fear, and destroy the explorer. And I get to remove the token because I destroyed a town, so now I'm not going to blight cascade in 5 anymore. During Ravage, in every land, defend 1 per Dahan. And then we have the 1 fear card that we have earned. It is Discord. It is terror level 2. Each player adds a strife in a different land with at least 2 invaders, and each invader takes 1 damage per strife that it has. I can kill that town, but there's no point because I'm doing Twisted Flowers anyway. I will put this, well, that already has a strife. I mean, I can, oh, well, that's better. I'll put another strife on that, and then each invader takes 1 damage per strife it has. Well, this one has a strife, so that gets a damage. This one has 2 strife, so that wipes that out. That gets me another fear. And then I immediately carried quarantine out. And by the way, we're in terror level 3. So we actually go to the higher level. Explorer does not affect coastal lands. Invaders do not act in lands with disease. I have no lands with disease, so we're going to have to put reminder there and a reminder. They just don't act at all in coastal lands. What? No, Explorer doesn't. Right? Explorer does not affect coastal lands. Yeah, it's not paralyzing fright. That'd be way too strong. Like, sick. What is happening? All right, so we are going to ravage in land 2. It's ravaging 4. This does destroy another one of my presents, and we do go to Blighted Island. All right, immediately destroy 1 beast and add a blight to a land with cities and towns. Fine. So there's 5 blight per player, and that includes the one we're about to add on the board because of the instructions of disintegrating ecosystem. There are no beasts to destroy, and the only place I have cities and towns is land 4, so I'm going to put a blight there. Gives us a cushion of 4 blight, which should be plenty. Plenty. All right. Invaders are now building in wetlands. I'm going to put a town there. We're exploring in coastal lands. Wait, but Explorer does not affect coastal lands, so done. No. So the -1 health is minimum 1. Oh, wait. Oh, it does. Right. That's right. Yeah, Years of Little Vain. I mean, I was gonna take it off the board anyway with Twisted Murmurs. So yeah, this dude is dead. That's another fear. Good call. Thank you. Good call. All right, slow power phase, and thank you to Mrs. Playthroughs for letting me know that I'm screwing up. She does this really well. She's good at it, and I screw up a lot. So, all right, Twisted Flowers, remember ultimatums. I'm generating 4 fear. I'm targeting land 4. It gives me a fear card. Don't even need to do the math. I'm going to add a strife to the Explorer because it's fun, and then I get to remove 2 invaders. Done, because it's terror level 2 or higher. Done. Oh wait, that's even stupider. Come back here. Come back here. Before I did that, I am going to do predatory nightmares. 1 away from my sacred site. I'm going to destroy this. That gives me 2 fear because instead of destroying it on Bringer, this is one of my powers. I'm just going to push it. I'm going to push it into land 5. Just because, whatever. We should be done before I have to worry about land 5 again. All right, and now I'll do Twisted Murmurs. I'm going to remove 2 invaders, and I'm going to remove the Explorer and the city. All right, chasing the fear. We are 9 fear away. Awesome. All right, what are we doing now? I'm going to, I mean, all of this. I probably should. They're ravaging nowhere. We're building here. That blight was there. Yeah, that's right. This is looking like, I mean, I could just reclaim cards. Nah. That's probably dumb. Do we want this card or that card? Yeah, we'll take Paralyzing Fear. So I'm going to add a presence where I already have presence, which is here. And then I'm going to take Paralyzing Fright, so I reclaim 1. Reclaim 1 is one of the things I underrated the most in this game for a long time. It's so strong. All right, so I get 4 energy from the presence track. So that's going to pay for Paralyzing Fright. Dreams of the Dahan is free, and I get any element I want. I'm going to get an element of an animal tag. All right, I have 2 moons. Oh, wait. I did. That's so weird. Why is this game is so easy? I did. Thanks, Dan. Hey Jonathan, what's up, man? Hope the kids are eating. Yeah, I'm playing Bringer. I'm like full steam ahead for that fear victory. Come on, man. I want to get this 9 more fear. Let me do it. Yeah, I totally won. You guys are right. I'm an idiot. That's fine. Victory lap. This is so much more fun though. I mean, you guys want this to be over already? That's lame. That's just super lame. Sarah's laughing at me, but yeah, I guess it didn't matter, right? Because that's twisted. The only time I got it's funny. The only time I got a level 3 victory with Bringer was that card. I mean, that card is so strong. I mean, there's that card like that. What's that Shroud of Silent Mist like special that just allows you to remove stuff like crazy. Um, my friend Steve was playing with it a couple of days ago. Oh, vanish softly away, forgotten by all. Yeah, it's really sick. It's just like bye. I do wonder if there should be some kind of nerf where it's like if you're removing as bringer, you still have to move it to the next place. But I guess not. I mean, I guess thematically it makes sense. They're so scared they're just kind of leaving the island. Um, Good game if you didn't move before, right? Oh, it is. I figured it out. I figured it out. Yeah, that was a nice challenge early. That was a weird spot, and I think I'm really, just being able to get this card that allowed me to get the range I wanted to, because you just don't want to get to that double blight or that blight cascade early because things can really snowball. So I was like, I really wanted to destroy that town, and then we got a little lucky that none of these Dahan became towns. Um, but yeah, that's bananas. I mean, at this point, I mean, I was gonna generate like 7 more fear. I would have been 2 fear away. I mean, we're probably winning with a fear victory this round anyway. Or if not, I would have done it as a fast power next turn. So I got dark and tangled woods here and the whole 9 yards. So yeah, we were marching on our way, and I was just in the zone, guys. Sorry. I was in character. Bringer doesn't stop. He doesn't care about your fear victory. I mean, he doesn't want you to care about your level 3 victory. He wants fear. He wants maximum panic in the hearts of the Swedes. Look, we'll be back. I have a couple of playthroughs I'm excited about. I got a Powers Unforgotten playthrough with Earth against level 3 Habsburg, which is bananas. That's coming up in a couple weeks. I'm learning. Oh yeah, nuts, nuts. Um, Thanks, Michael. I aim to entertain, man. It's all a big act. No, I really am not much of a doofus. I'm learning the double board nonsense, and I'm doing that with Fractured Days. I'm going to try to film that pretty soon. That is nuts. That is a very, very interesting challenge. I'm going to do level 3 Prussia, kind of keep some of the other mechanics a little more simple for the sake of the playthrough. I am ignorant to anti things. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, yeah. The fourth fear in the player pool for a solo game is like nuts with Bringer. And then I want to get a level 5 playthrough, maybe level 4, probably level 5 playthrough with Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds on a thematic board. I'm worried how that's going to show up on the camera, but I mean, it's not this board. I mean, I guess it will, with my lighting being a lot better than it used to be, I think it'll be all right. Maybe I'll take a Sharpie to it or something to make those lines a little bit more distinct. But the thematic boards are a fun wrinkle. I do wish they were executed a little bit better than they are and made them a little bit more functional. Like, just some of the decisions they made in that design, I really, I don't know why you do that the way they did, but it is what it is. I mean, I love this game so much. If that's the only thing I really just don't understand at all, look, we're good. We're in a good place. Um, that's the most bad. Isn't it I think the instructions say you have to use like the north. This is the most. Yeah, but the instructions tell you to use east, right? Don't they? Or am I making it up? I think that they recommend, but I'm sure like Jagged Earth, I know kind of branch things out and kind of say do whatever you want. So I'll use the ones the instructions say to use, and then maybe in the future I'll start doing different playthroughs of the different thematic boards. Yeah, cool. Good night, Glenn. I know anyone that's over across the pond, so to speak, is late. I appreciate everyone letting me eat into your sleep a little bit for fun and games. 2 weeks. I'm finishing off I get 3 more Arkhams. We'll be done with Arkham for a while, and then we'll have some more chance for more live playthroughs of Mage Knight and Spirit Island. And yes, Otis, I'll try to get a Gaia on here for you. Um, maybe, maybe. I don't know. I gotta think about it. But that's definitely up to me. At least with yeah, with the pieces, Northeast is optimal, right? Okay, good to know. Good to know. Cool. Well, you guys are bringing it. I appreciate the help. Letting me know I won when I won, because apparently that's something I'm still learning in this game. Thanks, as always, to Mrs. Playthroughs for being awesome. Happy St. Patrick's Day to anyone out there that's celebrating. And hopefully someone was drinking a Guinness while they were watching this for the sake of doing that. Yeah, Zora, the thematic boards are definitely an acquired taste. But cool. Questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below. As always, go on my Patreon page. You can see the upcoming schedule. I release a new schedule at the beginning of every month, end of one month, beginning of the next month, so you can kind of see what's going down the pipe, or coming down the pipe, I should say. That's about it. I'm going to sign off before I make any more mistakes. Till next time, happy gaming.